allowing Murray the room to get to work on the inside.
Probably more natural at super middleweight now, Martin Murray as well. Not the biggest puncher, 17 knockouts in the 39 victories he has. Billy Joe Saunders about half of his by knockout. He's a beautiful mover around the ring, stylish.
I think Murray hits harder than his record suggests. The thing with Murray is he doesn't really load up or doesn't overly plant his feet. He's so defensive first that he just puts the shots out there. He keeps touch. He just chips away, puts rounds in the bag without exerting too much energy. But every now and then, when he does sit down on a shot, I think there's more power there than his record suggests.
Last 10 of the second round. Quietish start to this world super middleweight title match. Middleweight champion. And now defending his WBO 12-stone belt. Missed out on the fight with Canelo Alvarez. It was all set for May before the pandemic struck. He even was out there for a press conference. It was so close. Then it looked like it would happen in September, but Saunders said he wanted more time, and now Callum Smith gets the opportunity, and we wish him well. What a golden chance that is in a few weeks' time against the brilliant, exquisite Canelo Alvarez.
Break! One step. Keep it tidy and close.
But it's business for Billy Joe Saunders. He's got this fight with Martin Murray. It's a fight that he's got pressure on to shine, and it's a chance for Murray, after all these years and the agonizing defeats, to try and get one off. Nice work from Saunders.
Yeah, that was a beautiful left uppercut. Just before that, Murray landed a couple of nice straight right hands into the body of Billy Joe. But that was a really well-worked, beautiful uppercut.
Just poking out the jab, Murray, but Saunders with that southpaw. Lovely shot, that is. When it's accurate, keep doing it, says Mark Tibbs, as Murray inches closer together. He's got an excellent trainer in Jamie Moore in the corner, of course, Murray. And they say the preparation has been absolutely spot on, but they know that they're up against it. It's how he wins, Murray.
Yeah, Billy Joe's got to be really careful when he on the way out, because Murray's very good at catching the shots, and as you try and pull out, he jumps back on you and fires back at you.
It's good combinations, though, from Saunders. Partially blocked by Murray. He's got that guard with the uppercut, and he can see that Saunders. That's where he's clever, right through the middle. The upper body movement, not the best from Murray, and these uppercuts could be a key weapon going forwards.
Yeah, it looks like he's found the shots, the uppercuts, the left uppercut, and also the one where he leans over his front foot and lands that lead wide uppercut. Two very good shots from him. His jab's been working well too.
It's a bet around this for Billy Joe Saunders, trying to prise open the tight, crab-like defense of Murray, who inches forward. Good defense from Saunders, and if he can flow here and just give Murray angles and movement and things to think about.
Yeah, his jab's good, Billy Joe. Martin Murray's got a good jab, and he's throwing the straight hands, throwing the straight right hand into the body. That's an effective puncher, especially against the southpaw.
Saunders is round though. He was good in this, the third. These two, there was a bit of needle a couple of years ago when Billy Joe Saunders pulled out twice of a clash with Martin Murray at middleweight, but all forgotten this week. Real respect between the pair, and especially at the press conference when Martin's late trainer, the great Oliver Harrison, was mentioned, and there was emotions, and Billy Joe Saunders was applauding Oliver Harrison and the work he did with Martin Murray, and it was good to see two excellent fighters, and now they meet for the world title. He's fueled by that as well, by that close link with Oliver Harrison, Jamie Moore, of course, who Oliver guided throughout his career. Lovely man, wasn't he? And a fantastic trainer.
Yeah, great, an absolutely lovely fella, and a great coach. and they had a very, very strong, tight bond. As Martin, I think, said during the week, he was a lot more than just a boxing coach to him.
Right hand from Murray was good.
Nice jab from Murray. He's very quick with that counter, Murray. You've got to be with someone like Billy Joe, who's as slippery and as slick as him.
Good work from Saunders. Excellent, the speed there and the accuracy. He hasn't lost a fight in the UK since he was a 12-year-old boy, Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh, he's got great speed, fantastic timing, brilliant judge of distance.
Was a phenomenal amateur, he really was. Murray, a good amateur, mind you, boxing since the age of 7 from the St Helens ABC. Had some spells in and out of prison as a young man, so he turned his life around through boxing, which is terrific to see. And he's very popular, isn't he, Martin Murray?
Yeah, very well respected and universally liked by everybody in the boxing community.
Good work from Saunders. Murray takes that, doesn't know quite how to respond, whether with fire or with the defense up, but Saunders just beginning to prize those gloves apart and find the shots.
Yeah, that was a hard one too from Billy Joe. He really planted his feet.
Yeah, nice work from Billy Joe Saunders, and he's in trouble here, Murray, and he's down in the 4th round. No knockdown call by Phil Edwards, but he was in trouble there.
Yeah, I think he was hurt. There was, referee didn't call a knockdown. I think rightly so, but he did take some hard shots there.
Some very hard shots, and he's always been tough and strong and a great chin, Murray, but Father Time catches up, and will it tonight? Meat into the punches as well, grabs hold of the center of the ring in the yellow and blue. Tom Beanie, his uncle who he lost, emblazed on the shorts, so he's got a real focus, Saunders. He was telling us this week that he's got the bit between his teeth and he wants to really make use of 2021 and get those career-defining fights, and this is excellent work from Billy Joe Saunders to the body with speed and accuracy and hitting hard.
Nice jab from Murray. Just got to be careful, them counters coming back from Billy Joe.
Just on the move, Murray. Defense tight, springing the right hand in. In and out. Still moving okay, Murray, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got good feet, comes in and out of distance, keeps the hands nice and high as well.
Because you wondered against Hassan and Dam, didn't you, a couple of years ago? It was a really poor performance, whether there was anything left in Murray.
Yeah, he looked a shell of himself that night.
Murray will be hoping that Saunders begins to get frustrated at times and he can come on strong, but needs to be getting a bit more success, doesn't he, the St Helens man? And just boxing well here, Saunders.
Yeah, he's well in control here now, Billy Joe. Just controlling the distance, controlling the pace.
And he's getting into that rhythm where it can be very dangerous, putting the punches together. Bit of spite in there as well from Saunders. We didn't see that out in LA last time on his Matchroom debut.
No, I think in fairness to Billy Joe, he didn't get out to LA, I think, until the Sunday, the Monday before the fight. He definitely will have been jet lagged. It was a below par performance without a doubt, but nonetheless, when he needed to find the punches to get the job done, he did do that, and that's a sign of a good fighter, that even when it's not your night, things aren't going well, when you have to dig down and find something, he was able to do that.
Right into the body from Murray, but back comes Saunders with a beautiful combination. Pretty dominant so far from the Hatfield southpaw, the world champion at super middleweight.
You know, he keeps the defense nice and high, but those are good shots there from Billy Joe. You know, someone like Martin Murray's got as tight a defense as he has. It's difficult to pry open. You have to put combinations together, which is what Billy Joe was doing there.
Murray coming forward with that guard again. Can he get his own jab going? Still fluid enough, but that boxing brain of Billy Joe Saunders and the fast hands and feet. He's in round number 208 of his career. Martin Murray over 300 rounds of a pro career that goes back to 2007 when he beat Cello Render in the prize fighter final. It seems a lifetime ago, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, Murray's very good at countering the southpaw jab with his own jab. He keeps the hands very high, and he's very... I think that's what Mark Tibbs was talking about. He doesn't want Billy Joe to overcommit with the jab when it's not there, because Murray's very good at countering over the top.
Trying to look for the uppercuts and the body shots. Saunders. Murray standing strong, standing firm, looking for his own body shots with the left hook, attempting to really take the fight to Saunders, maybe in the second half, that he believes that he can get to him and test the stamina and energy levels of Saunders.
Murray's very good at that mid-distance up close, even where he's great at finding the little gaps.
Phil Edwards tidying things up. Phil, who will retire as a referee this month, and we wish him well. He's been absolutely brilliant. Sad to see him retire. Still be a judge, but it's the retirement age, Matt. That's 65.
Yeah. You see Murray there trying to catch that, trying to land that short right uppercut into the solar plexus.
Talking in there, Martin.
Both of you, no chat, right? You watch that head, I told you, right? Cut out the rough stuff in close and keep it clean. You understand? Understand? One step, box up.
I think they both know the rules now after all these years, don't they?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything dirty there. I mean, this is boxing. I don't think there's anything dirty. There's going to be clinches, heads are going to go in, but there's no malice there.
Gloves nice and high. Murray tries to dig in that right hand, but it's single shots from Murray, as opposed to the combinations, Matt, of Billy Joe Saunders.
That's good work from Billy Joe, and he's having the better of these exchanges and the better of this phase in the round. But Murray's dangerous with that quick counter, that right uppercut into the pit of the stomach.
Yeah, he's got these countering shots, and with the left hook to the body. He's always been sneaky, hasn't he, at times in a ring, Murray? You don't quite know what he's going to do next.
Yeah, he doesn't telegraph anything. He doesn't load up. There aren't too many giveaway signs. You know, you're always watching your fight. You're trying to see a little bit of a movement in the shoulder or even the eyes. He's very good. He doesn't give you much. There's not much giveaway with him. Nice short right counter there from him.
Is that a problem when you get to a certain age and stage?
Yeah, it's a difficult one because you get older, you get wiser, you get more experienced, and you can see it better than you ever could, but you just hesitate that split second and then the moment's gone. And that's when people say you can't pull the trigger, that's exactly what they're talking about. That tiny split second that you hesitate, that little bit too long, and the moment is gone.
The black, green and gold of Martin Murray, fight number 46, remember. Family man from St Helens, big rugby league fan, doesn't watch boxing, really. Leaves his training team to do that. Jamie Moore, Nigel Travis. Good shot from Murray.
Yeah, good stiff jab there.
It's been good so far, Billy Joe Saunders. Has those wins over Nick Blackwell and Matthew Hall, Spike O'Sullivan, John Ryder. That was when Shannon Courtney got the bug. Chris Eubank Jr., of course, and that's a rematch we'd love to see next year, maybe. He got the better of it, Billy Joe Saunders. Came on a bit too late, Eubank, didn't he, that night?
Yeah, it was a good fight, though. Plenty of plenty of needle there. They don't really like each other, and I think he's genuine needle too. So the build-up would be entertaining, probably just as much as the fight itself.
Yeah, we'd love to see a rematch, and if Callum Smith can come back with the treasure, which will be the golden treasure of the year against Canelo Alvarez, then it sets up some fantastic fights. in Britain for 2021. He's back on the ropes, Murray, trying to get that right-hander going. Blood from the nose, which was from an uppercut early on.
One step, lads. One step, nice and clean. Well done. Box on.
T-Murray will be hoping that there's just a drop, that there's a shift. Maybe he gets bored, he gets frustrated, irritated in there, Billy Joe Saunders, but mind on the job. He should be able to box his way home here. Should.
Yeah, Murray landing a couple of nice jabs over the top of the southpaw jab from Billy Joe. But you're right, Billy Joe can't afford any lapse in concentration because Murray, you know, he's there with his hands up high. He's good at edging closer with his front foot. Just good left hand there from Billy Joe.
He just shakes his head. Martin Murray. Is he seeing the punches quite as quick as he once did? Is that a nuisance for Murray?
I think at 38 years old, inevitably the reflexes aren't going to be what they once were.
Time out. Next time
They're talking as well. Can he do much more, Murray? Is he going to take the fight to Saunders? Will he really grab the last 5 rounds here? Saunders starts well, the 8th.
Yeah, I mean, it's a balancing act because he wants to, you know, he wants to try a bit harder, maybe take a few more chances, but then he leaves himself more open to getting countered or getting caught cleanly from Billy Joe, who's razor sharp. So it's a balancing act, really. He's trying to edge closer with his feet. He's trying to put that pressure. He's trying to put stuff together. But Billy Joe's sharp as well, and as he's trying to sneak into range, Billy Joe's giving him the feints, and he's upsetting him, and he's changing angles. So it's difficult. You know, it's easy. It's a lot easier said than done when you're in there with someone as sharp as Billy Joe. It's a difficult ask.
Yeah, peppering him from side to side through that middle round. Murray gets a left hand in. Will he roll the dice here on what will be the final chance for Martin Murray right at the end of a very distinguished career where he hasn't been crowned a world champion? Billy Joe Saunders has at 2 weights. And he's just a little level above tonight, certainly on performance. He's younger, fresher. And in terms of skill set, he's better, isn't he, Matt?
I mean, that was a low blow there, definitely. I mean, it's the first one. I don't think he's going to take a point, but it was definitely south of the border.
Yep, a little warning from Phil Edwards.
I ain't doing nothing. Listen, tidy the both of you, okay? Tidy it. Back there, back there.
So they're holding red.
Ready?
Oh,
Okay.
come on, on the edge.
Murray stalking. Bit more of a spring in his step. Be angered a bit now. Can the body still do it? What he wants to do in his head.
One step.
Don't cut me.
A lot of chit-chat in there, Matt.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what Mike was saying then. But he's trying to get close. I think he's trying to work the body of Billy Joe.
One step.
Yeah, that's effective. That's better, closing the range down. Trying to back Saunders up, not giving the room.
No, you can see Billy Joe wants to tie him up when they come up close, because I think when they are up close or at that mid-distance, that's where Murray's effective. The body shots, I think, are starting to have an effect. He's very good at finding the gaps around the backs of the elbows. So Billy Joe, when they do come together, he wants to tie him up and nullify Murray. And he's doing the right thing because Murray is dangerous at that range.
A good body puncher always has been Martin Murray. Physically strong as well. Rugged, tough. So many 12-rounders. The pair of them have.
Oh, big right uppercut from Billy Joe.
Yeah, lovely, sweet shot that. Murray takes it well.
See, Murray's going to take that chance now, and he's looking to stand him at that distance and fire the body shots. He's also in a position to be countered with those uppercuts.
Good work, Billy boy. Good work, Billy boy.
Good work, Billy boy, says Mark Tibbs. The big question, Martin.
I've given him 2.
Yeah.
But it's 6 rounds to 2.
Yeah. 4 to go. Billy Joe Saunders, WBO champion, yellow and blue trunks, and those blue boots, and the heavily tattooed Martin Murray, 7 years older. Both of them have been around a long, long time. Who will go forward? Saunders eyeing up the big fights in the next year or 2. Do you think on this sort of performance he's got a lively chance against the likes of Canelo and Callum, and obviously he's got one over on Chris Eubank before?
I think he's got the style to give Canelo problems, and anyone problems when he's on song, and he really is at the top of his game. He's a difficult for anyone because he's such a good mover. He's got such great timing, great judge of distance, very slick, got good speed as well. So I think he's in there with anyone.
I remember chatting to him a couple of years ago, and he really wanted Golovkin. He thought he had the style that would really give Golovkin nightmares, and that never happened. And that was about the time where the Murray fight fell through in 2018. It just hasn't happened for him, Billy Joe Saunders, at that elite level. Still time.
Yeah, he can't waste any more time. There is still time, but he's been inactive. He's had 3 fights in 3 years, and you know that's not good enough. And for whatever reason, he's just got to be busier now. He's got to be more active, because these are his years. These are the key years for him now in his career.
Inching forward, pressing still Murray. Body shot from Saunders.
Break! One step. Let him out. Well done, that's it.
Keep switch, stay switch. Keep doing that work.
A nice jab there from Murray over the switch. There's that uppercut again from Billy Joe. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, he's utilised that weapon very well tonight as Murray's come forward. Murray trying desperately to get his own punches off. There's the head just ramming in from Billy Joe Saunders. Good work from Murray. Still, there's the odd glimpses, isn't there, from Martin Murray?
Yeah, you can see Billy Joe, though, looking to really plant his feet now.
He must want the stoppage, surely, deep down, to make a little mini statement at least. He was expected to win this, but as we said beforehand, it's the manner of victory from Saunders tonight. Murray just pokes out a jab. Is there the belief that he can do anything here to
I think what he was telling him there was, you know, take a round off if you can. Just try and nick around, conserve energy, let your second wind kick in, and then they'll probably look to finish strong rounds 11, 12. There's that uppercut again, that lead right uppercut.
And tries the body shot as well. Look at that from Saunders. Phil Edwards will have a little word probably with him. Oh, that's good work. Yeah, wonderful combination. Body and then the uppercut from Saunders. Really picked that one, didn't he?
Yeah, when someone goes head, body, and they're mixing their attacks up, very difficult to defend against. Even someone like Martin Murray, who's got a fantastic defense. He went with a jab to the head, left hooks the body, and then the right uppercut through the middle.
It's the body shot. Murray comes back with a right hand. He's thrown that nicely tonight. Martin Murray never quite got that jab going, though. But he's strong and tough, and he's like granite at times, isn't he, Martin Murray? And you've got to love him. He's always in shape. throughout his career, and he's clever in there. It's just not quite working at 38.
A very solid fighter, fantastic defense, good chin. Never ever seen him really, you know, Golovkin fight aside, you know, and even George Groves, you know, massive puncher, a super middleweight. That was a tough, hard fight for Murray, but he still toughed it out, stayed in there.
Yep, it was one-sided, but Murray stuck with a very big super middleweight in George Groves, and a very good one.
You know, these two are fighting up at super middle, but I think the reality is both these guys probably are middleweights, to be honest, and even though this is a super middleweight fight, and even though Billy Joe is the super middleweight world champion, WBO world champion, I still think he'd probably be at his best at 160 pounds.
Yep, and I wish we could have had that. The foursome, Andy Lee, Darren Barker, Martin Murray, and yes, Matthew Macklin. But it's his humour. I think he's a good guy. He's his own man, isn't he? And I think that to control him as a trainer, or certainly to guide him, must be a hard work.
I would imagine that it is. And he's so talented as well that he can get away with maybe not putting in as much graft as some people would have to. You know, he's very clever, very slick. If he doesn't want to get hit, he's not getting hit.
He's also very knowledgeable about boxing. You can chat to him for a long time. He really dissects opponents. He knows all of Martin Murray's career, and I don't think Martin Murray had seen much of Billy Joe Saunders because he doesn't really watch boxing. It's a funny one, but it's good to talk to Saunders. Martin Murray, the family man. Will that world title just always have got away?
Well, I mean, I feel like he needs a knockout now to win. I put him way behind on my unofficial card.
Definitely, absolutely sure of that. Bob Williams, Marcus McDonald, Steve Gray, the three judges at ringside. Billy Joe Saunders again with the combinations, and yeah, 9 years since that Felix Sturm fight. We're in Germany for, and he brought half of St. Helens with him. Great times, but listen, if he does call it a day now or shortly, Martin Murray, we'll only have fond memories, won't we? And it'd be lovely if he could stay involved in the sport in some way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's had an absolutely fantastic career, unbelievable career, and he can be very, very proud, very, very satisfied with everything he's achieved.
Saunders not switching off. Body shot there, and you wondered if Murray felt it, but he is tough. And that's a lovely uppercut again. Really picked that well. You can see the class of Billy Joe Saunders as he tries just to up the tempo in the 11th round. This is where he got rid of Marcelo Esteban Cocares last year after what was a pretty poor night's work. This has been a very good night's work from Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, he's boxed very well. I don't think I've seen anyone probably hit Martin Murray as cleanly as often. You know, because he's very good at, he's so clever, Billy Joe. You know, he's feinting, he's giving you something, he's great at changing the angles. The uppercuts have been brilliant for him tonight.
A raw natural talent, absolutely superb. And like his...
There's that uppercut again.
Like Tyson Fury as well, his great buddy. They've got something, haven't they, special in terms of talent and movement around a boxing ring and control. When they're on song, they are wonderful. There's no signs. He's been conditioned well. He's been mentally focused into the 12th round. Martin Murray stuck with him the whole entire route, and it looks like it will go the full 12, the full championship distance. And he can go back to St. Helens with his head held high. He's tried, but unless he does something dramatic in the final stanza, it is Billy Joe's title to take back to Hatfield, and clearly.
Yeah, I think so. He's boxed well. It's been a dominant performance. I mean, Murray's been competitive in every single round, but he's bar a couple, I think he's been coming off second best. Billy Joe's shot selection has been fantastic. He hasn't wasted much. The uppercuts have been really good shots from the lead right uppercut.
Do you think Martin could have gone for it a little bit more, or do you think that the worry of being countered and the fact that, you know, he's tasted especially those uppercuts and the speed of Saunders had detracted him from that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think when you're on the outside looking in, it's always a lot easier said than done. But when you're in there and everything he's tried, Billy Joe just catching him, just a bit too quick for him, too sharp, I suppose, and the reflex is probably not what they once were with Murray either. You know, he's. No, I think he's given. I think he's given the best he can tonight with what he's got left, Murray. And also you've got to take nothing away from Billy Joe. You've got to credit him. He's boxed well tonight. He's been sharp. His variety's been brilliant. He's been economical. Hasn't wasted anything.
Yeah, he's looked fantastic, hasn't he, at times, Billy Joe Saunders. Whether he's got the power at super middleweight, but then, you know, so many of the big fights go 12 rounds, and it is about skills and class. And if I think they can keep him motivated, they can keep him, you know, in training camps and in shape for, you know, the next couple of years. He's going to be in some crackers, isn't he?
I mean, there's so many great fights. I mean, the Canelo fight or the Callum Smith fight, if Callum was the winner, and even if Callum doesn't win, it's still a huge fight, Callum and Billy Joe. I mean, that's, for me, Billy Joe and Canelo are probably both still middleweights that are boxing at super middleweight that have won world titles, whereas, you know, Callum Smith is someone that I see is like a light heavyweight that's boxing at super middle. Maybe that could be the difference.
David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, of course, Danny Jacobs, John Ryder. You know, he got so close to beating Callum Smith, didn't he? And very much in the mix for the Canelo fight at one point as well. So there are some rematches there for Billy Joe Saunders, should he want them. There's some new ones. And this was a fight that was meant to happen a couple of years ago at middleweight. We've finally seen it at super middleweight. Martin Murray has a smile. He knows. Billy Joe Saunders knows. It's dominant. It was sharp. It was classy. And it was Billy Joe Saunders outboxing Martin Murray pretty much from start to finish. Don't take anything away from